All right. So, how to make your website just convert a little bit better? Just because I love doing website audits and I've been spending a little bit of time. So, this brand is recently under attack by a bigger brand called Built. Their Built Puff Bar is very similar to the inside of this. Anyways, they used a similar inventor and there's a whole thing. But this company is different enough that it's just built trying to stop anyone from taking their market share. So, it's not, nothing against companies using laws and stuff, but my thought is you just, use your current market share, invent and create something better and grow that way versus, a lawsuit. Anyways, to get out of that jazz and to get into the good stuff and the reason you're here, so how to improve this website's conversion. So I kind of did some good research into it and looked for some different ideas and even did some notes ahead of time. That's just why I'll be looking over here on occasion. But first things first, you should always, start and plan on looking at mobile. Mobile is where majority of your users are, and if they're clicking through an ad, they're going to mobile. If they see you on TV, they're going to mobile. If they see you anywhere, they're probably going to check mobile first. They may buy on desktop, but I promise you 70 to 80% of all customers are coming to mobile. And so to kind of get into the mobile world a little bit, so first things first, this text on both desktop and mobile was too small. I'm going to go to desktop because I just don't want you to look at all the stuff I've got in my background there. And it's very similar. But first things first, this irresistible offer, my opinion, it should be a little bit better font. Maybe just a font that's a little bit clearer that people can easily read, and a little bit bigger so it's more legible and it can catch your eye. I've actually bought from this company before and I actually missed this. I don't know if I would have bought 2 boxes to save $7, but some people may do just that. So that'd be number one. Too much text throughout their whole homepage. I would say there's too much text. Sometimes it's better to show the story than tell the story on the homepage. The next thing I would say to make a quick little improvement, I could say, is some kind of call to a community. Since you only have 3 of these, I would maybe put right after shop something like down here they have join the magical herd, so maybe even just magical herd and information about how to join their community, whether that be email or something else. I also forgot to mention another pop-up they had to join email, 50% off their sample pack, which I think is a screaming deal, and a great way to get people to sign up for their email. So, once I clicked out of that, however, there was no little widget or anything that popped over here to remind me. So there's no way to join this. In theory, if I do this, I'll still get the welcome email flow and get that code, but that may not always be the case. So I would make sure to, have some way they can recall that deal if they exited out of it, because most people may exit before they even read. Sometimes I've even seen the deal as I clicked exit and I was like, shoot, I wanted that. So always allow people to reclaim a deal. Otherwise, they're going to find it somewhere else and you may end up having to pay an influencer or something. Next, room for improvement. I think, these down here, I think should be higher up here. And then their main call to action, I think, could be a little bit more focused on, like I was thinking of some different ones, like magically delicious, shockingly clean, maybe highlighting the fact it's dairy free, as most protein bars aren't, as well as nut free. I mean, nut free, gluten free, dairy. I mean, this is all the main allergens that should be up here. And one way to do that is, so like this site uses, you can see there's a rotating thing, or it could just be static and you can scroll through it however you want to do that. But I think it should definitely, you should highlight the 15 grams, 3 grams of sugar, 7 grams of fiber. I think are all huge selling points, but I think it's missing out on these other ones, which could be really key, as well as plant-based, no artificial sweeteners, keto-friendly. These should all be up here. Scrolling through, I think it'll help improve their conversion. I don't have any A/B tests to prove that, but generally you want to show as much much of what makes you different as possible, as high up as possible. without being too wordy. And a scrolling thing kind of makes it more digestible for people. And then even if it is static scrolling. Next, it shows their different flavors, which I think is awesome. One thing that I almost like, my wife was like, I wish they had a variety pack so I could buy, which granted, one click away and it could be found. But if it is their best seller, it looks like it is based on the reviews, I would put that somewhere on the homepage. Get our best selling variety pack. As simple as that. And then again, less text, a lot less text, and maybe mix up the images a little bit so it's not the same model. And they may not have a lot of shoots under their belt, but the things you can do with AI have been like absolutely stunning. Like I think I could show this. Let's see if I can pull this across here. I haven't tested this yet, so I apologize if it doesn't work. But I'm trying it anyways. So as you can see here, this was just super quick on AI, and with a little bit of photoshopping, you can make that logo look exact and fix some of this text. But overall, you can do some really cool things with AI. It's a nice little chocolate raspberry explosion. We'll see if that actually shows up when I export this. Next, it's just my personal design preference, but this blue and orange look a little weird in this together. Maybe changing that text to white. Same with this. But again, it's not my brand. So click through. Next big thing I would say to do for them is one, remove this banner, move it farther down, as I don't feel it adds a ton of value. It looks maybe cool, but generally people when they click shop now should see what they want to buy immediately rather than a banner, which if you go mobile is huge. So my opinion, drop the banner, go right to products and add reviews to all these products. Make sure reviews are pulling through in the collection page, and that'll greatly help your it'll just help your sell through a lot better. Product page, one of the best I've seen on a new site. The only improvement I might make is their imagery is just a little bit a lot. So I might what I would recommend doing is maybe pulling these bars and putting them all side by side in Photoshop or something, so you have one image with all of it. And granted, if you want it up close, I get it. But I do think some kind of comparison bar of how you compare to other protein bars or something to highlight your key features, as normally these are the most clicked on things for people, especially if you go to the mobile view. Images are normally on top. Yeah, you can see really clearly right there. People are going to be clicking and scrolling through those images. So make the images impactful, not just showing the product, but show the features of the product in the images. I know they do that down here, but maybe create some graphics to throw in there as well. Ingredients, this was great. Nutrition facts. The other thing that I might recommend is some type of, if you're familiar with Amazon, some kind of A+ content, so images and text. Now that we're on the product page, they're in deep enough, they want to buy, so sell this sucker. Use powerful wordings, use every selling point you have to sell this product on this page. The 15 grams of protein, you have that here, but maybe you hit on it even deeper here of how this plant protein is 99.6% similar to the whey protein. So it's high quality stuff. So do as much as you can to sell this in this A+ section before the reviews. Look on Amazon, the best e-commerce converter in the world, and they have plenty that comes before the reviews. People want reviews, they will scroll, I can promise you that. Or in the case of most apps, you click there and you go down. So you should have a lot of A+ content here to help sell your product to the max. Every selling point you can imagine should be on this page. And then last but not least, when you click to add to cart, and I think I've done this already, so we're just going to see two things now in the cart. Reviews underneath. That's going to always improve conversion and sometimes even improve the average order value, because people see what other people bought and be interested in purchase. They may see other flavors that people are raving about and give it a try themselves. Also, if you have images in those reviews, it makes it even better. Lastly, I'd put another banner here, maybe saying buy, in my case, I have two, but if you only have one, buy two more to get free shipping. And when you have these two, say you get free shipping. So make sure there's some kind of, just like metered bar showing when you get free shipping, because that has a powerful effect on people. So overall, this is probably too long already, but this is my way of how I would improve this website to make it perform better based on my experience on a lot of other sites. So hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully you learned something. And let me just check my notes to make sure I didn't forget anything important. And I think we're good. So hope you guys enjoyed today. Hope you learned something. And like always, make sure you're doing your best to A/B test everything I say. Don't just throw my stuff on and expect. A/B test it. Try. Every small improvement to make your store a little bit better could mean the difference in hitting or breaking millions and making millions of dollars for you in your business. So best of luck, and if you have any questions, please drop some below in the comments and I'll respond as soon as I can.